So you know Glenn Beck. He's been around since the War of 1812, and he's a big internet radio star. Worked with me at Fox News for a while. He's the author of a brand new book called Dark Future, Uncovering the Great Reset's Terrifying Next Phase. Big bestseller, this book. So it's about the great narrative when Beck says that very wealthy, powerful people around the world are trying to change the world, in North America and Europe particularly, and they want to run it. These elites want to run the economies of all these nations and fundamentally transform how we live. That's what the book's about. Now, Beck refuses to send me a copy of the book, so I couldn't read the whole book, and even though I send him multiple copies of my book, I didn't get one.
But never have you sent me a book. Never have you sent me one of your books.
What you know is go whoop, like this. Wait, let me do one more setup here. One more setup.
All right.
So the book's a big bestseller, and Target won't cover it, won't put it in his store. So Target CEO is a guy named Brian Cornell, lives outside of Minneapolis, and you look him up, and he's a successful business guy, but he is a liberal guy. He gave $2,700 to Amy Klobuchar, the senator from Minnesota, in her presidential run and re-election run, all that. But it doesn't make any sense. Why would you not stock a bestseller? Doesn't matter who the author is, if it's a theory that people should read and consider. I don't know. We called Target. Of course, they didn't respond. And it's Target, of course. Weren't they selling Satan stuff, Beck, or something? What were they doing a few months ago?
I mean, so this is not new for anybody. Target has been selling, tuck bathing suits during Pride Month for babies, so the babies could tuck because, God forbid, they're a boy. They were selling adult tuck bathing suits for transgender. They were selling Satan things. I mean, it's really out of control. And they took a huge hit. And so in certain states, they removed it, put it in the back of the Target instead of right in the front. And it only happened in certain stores in certain states. So people stopped going to Target. Well, that doesn't really work because Target is a very unique store and sells everything. And even my wife complains all the time. I know I can get it at Target. And so a lot of Americans like Target because it has the best of everything and goes deeper than Walmart does. So it wasn't an easy thing for people to choose not to go to Target, but people had enough. So our book comes out. Let me back up. A few weeks ago, Mark Levin's book comes out. They decide not to carry it. That's fine. Mark points it out. The listeners get upset. They call Target. Target starts to cover it and sell his book. My book, however, is different because what my book is about is exactly what has happened to Target. I don't care if you're a Democrat and you voted for Amy Klobuchar. I think you're a dope for doing it, but I don't mind. I mean, we all disagree on things. The ESG movement and what I talk about in Dark Future, what is actually happening in our corporations, is something entirely different. This is a choice to abandon capitalism, really, truly abandon your buyers, the people that frequent your store, and instead sell the things that help you in the inner circle and helps you at the bank with ESG, helps the cause of completely transforming a capitalist society into a stakeholder society.
So you think Brian Cornell, the CEO of Target, is one of these elites that have gathered together in the great narrative to change the way America and Europe see the world, conduct economics, all that? You believe that this guy is responsible? Because it'd have to be him. At that level, he'd have to make no Beck or no Levin or we want Satan. He would have to do that, right?
I don't I don't know anything about him. He has to be involved in the top level decisions. I don't think that goes down to the books, but maybe it does. I don't think so.
Oh, it's a big controversy.
The top level decisions are
He'd have to know about it.
What are our?
To know about it. Go ahead.
Maybe. I just know that the company and the stakeholders in the company, and that's him included, have decided that their stakeholders, not their shareholders and not their customers, their stakeholders, right, which include the federal government, the World Economic Forum, the banks, et cetera, that those things that they are pushing for are more important than their customers.
Well, what about Comcast? I mean, look, you've been in the news information business for a long time, and I'm sitting there and I go, NBC Nightly News doesn't even mention the Devon Archer testimony. I mean, are they, Comcast, NBC, in the middle of this thing?
I think all major corporations are in the middle of this. I hate to say it, but I think Fox, our former alma mater, has even gone down this road. They see no way out because it is truly the most powerful banks and insurance companies and government officials. You want to cross them, go ahead, cross them. But you will have a very tough time. The only one that is crossing them that has survived is Elon Musk. But look at what they're doing to Elon Musk. Now they're saying because of EPA, you can't fire your rocket over Texas. Excuse me? Where did that come from? Who made that rule? Is Florida exempt? Or are you going to say that about Florida too and move the Space Center someplace else? They are directly trying to take Elon Musk down because he won't play their New World Order game.
All right, let's go to motivation. So most of us believe that you run a major corporation, you want to make as much money as you can. You've got a board of directors, and a lot of times those boards, that's what happened at Fox. The board of directors changed, management changed, and they go wherever they want to go. But when you're just talking profit center, okay, money coming into the corporation, the great narrative goes against that because it restricts the freedom of people, all right, restricts their income, restricts all of that. So what is in it for these corporate chieftains that meet in Davos and recently in Idaho? What is in it for them to be forcing this stuff?
So, Bill, there is a movement. It's all in the book, Dark Future, and it explains it clearly. There is a great change coming. We are in now what's called the fourth industrial revolution. All of the change from the first industrial revolution to the third, so all the way from, what was it, 1760 or 1770, all the way till about 2020. All of that change is going to happen now between 2020 and 2035. That kind of an impact just because of technology. So the governments through the World Economic Forum and the corporations have gotten together and said, okay, how do we protect what we have? And they've decided that capitalism is a thing of the past. They have decided that they know what's better. They just need to take control of how you spend your money, where you spend your money, the narrative, and silence those who disagree with them.
All right, so it's a consolidation of economic power into the hands of what you call the elite because they don't believe that the capitalist system can survive under the new technological arrangements that we're going to have. Do I have it?
It's 21st century fascism. That's what it is. It is a public-private partnership. That's what it is.
And there are no good guys back? You didn't find anybody who's pushing against this?
Vivek Ramaswamy is probably one of the biggest guys pushing against it. He gets it 100%. He started a trading fund that went and was trading, not on ESG scores. There are companies out there, but they are not major corporations. There are no major banks that are going against this. They they are all in. It is really the American people, the individual, Democrat, Republican, Independent. It's not just here. It is everywhere in the world, on the Western world. And it is a great reset. It is a great reshaping of everything in the world as you know it. The scariest thing I heard today was that they're still talking and trying to push Biden into a climate emergency and have him issue an executive order which declares the climate a national emergency, which would give him all kinds of unrestrained power
he's not going
to do all the things he can't get through Congress.
He's not going to do that because that would doom.
I hope so.
That would doom the left. All right, Beck, your book, Certainly Dark Future, Uncovering the Great Research, Terrifying and Safe, should be sold everywhere. This is what a free society does. You can consider Beck's book and agree or disagree, and that's the way we've always had it. And I'm going to tell all the witches, Beck, Killing the Witches, my book coming out. We've sent you already 2 copies, September. The witches are going to be on your side. We're going to get you all of those people on your side. They're going to help out because they don't want the new narrative there.
No, I prefer they stay with you.
And they would probably prefer that as well. Okay. All right, Beck, we'll see you on the radio.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for helping us out.